Hey, I'm Mike Baccarella, and today we're going to take a look at a couple creative ways to take the licks and lines you learn and actually make them a part of our vocabulary. Let's take a look. So before we look at some creative ways to integrate things to our vocabulary, let's take a look at the line I'm going to use. Now, this line is from the melody of Honeysuckle Rose, and this is one of the most common jazz phrases I find. Everyone plays it. This line happens over G minor 7. So notes are C, B flat, we jump down to D, F, on G. And that line outlines a G minor 7 shape with a ninth added. So once we get those notes down and we understand it over the chord, we want to start looking at ways to make it a part of us. So the first way is every time we see that chord type when we're playing over a tune, force ourselves to use it. So if we were playing over the changes to tune-up, which has a 2-5 in the key of D, 2-5 in the key of C, and a 2-5 in the key of B flat, we would try to force ourselves to use it over each one of those. So if I, so I'm forcing myself to use it every time a minor 7 chord comes up. This is the most basic way to integrate into your playing, is to force yourself to use it. So when you start out, it'll sound really forced. Okay, I'm forcing myself to play it. But as you do it more and more, and you find creative ways to get in and out of it, it starts to become a part of you. So after we've done that first step, let's take a look at some ways to kind of deconstruct this line and really explore what it is. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to kind of invert it through the scale. We're going to take this series of notes as a pattern rather than as a line, and we're going to move it through the scale. So this pattern is going to be, we're going to go down a whole step, go down a sixth, up a third, and down a second. So we're going to be playing through a G Dorian scale. And if we do this every note on the scale, we'll get all these different inversions of this same line. Some of them are going to be really playable, and some of them are going to be pretty uncomfortable to play. But we still want to do this because this will show us the line in different lights. This is a starting point. That one's interesting because it's exactly the same. There's no change in the fingering. And now I'm back where I started. So some of these aren't going to be very comfortable to play, but through taking the time to explore the idea and move it around, you're starting to see it as something that's malleable. And that's what we want to do. In order to make it part of our playing, it has to be something we can move around. So the next step is to take it to different string sets. Do the same inversion exercise. That one's the same again. This is on all the string sets. And you're going to find a bunch of variations of this that work for you and some that don't work. So the next step is to take it and see, could this line work over different parts of the chord? And so as we saw when we were doing the inversion exercise, the same fingering repeats itself. Again, so I can take this. That starts on the fourth and goes down to the third, right? That works over G minor. That's great. I can take the same exact fingering and go up and start on the root, down to the flat 7, and on the 5th. And that works equally well over G minor 7. So there's two applications for the same line without changing the fingering. And so maybe we want to try that over different chord types too. So this is minor 7. Let's try this over a major 7. Let's try this over a B flat major 7 chord. That works really well because that starts on the 9th, goes down to the root, climbs up the 3rd, 5th, 7th, and ends on the 6th or the 13th. That sounds really great over a B flat major 7. Let's try it here again. That's interesting. So this one, we're starting on the 13th, on the 5th, and go to the major 7, the 5th, sharp 11, and land on the 3rd. Now for B flat major 7, that sounds equally cool. So we can take this over a C7 chord, an unaltered C7 chord as well. Play the same exact line, and we're starting on the root, flat 7, and then we're kind of going up like a suspended 13th kind of sound. So we got 9th, 11, 13, and we land on the 5th. So that one has a bunch of, colorful sounds in it. It doesn't have the 3rd, but we don't always need it. We can go up to this shape too. This goes 5th to 4th, 6th, root, 3rd, ends on the 2nd. So in addition to taking it through the Dorian scale, we could take it through different scale types and do the same inversions there. So we could take it through melodic minor and harmonic minor and whatever other scale you want. You just make it fit those notes and then move it around and see what you come up with. You come up with versions for altered chords and minor 7 flat 5 chords and all kinds of different things. And so through this idea, we can take a line and see what makes the line and move it all around, try it over different chords and all kinds of things and really make it our own because we are the ones who did the exploring. We're the ones who did the research on this, and now we're going to remember it as something that is us rather than something that we just learned off of a solo or out of a book or whatever. So I hope you enjoyed that lesson. Keep practicing. I'll see you next time.